This all starts with a set of postcards I've got. They're from Utagawa Hiroshige's wood prints of the Tokaido Trail, the 53 stations of the Tokaido. This one here is Hakone, and the hills and the colours, they look kind of wild and unrealistic. So let's go to Hakone and see what it's like. The Tokaido Trail is an old route between Edo, which is current Tokyo, and Kyoto, which was the capital at the time. It was the main walking trail, transport route, a way of getting goods between the two sort of major cities. So along the trail there are checkpoints for checking cargo, kind of like a customs check, and also to check who is traveling. I think women were sort of very limited with how much they could travel in and out of cities. It's my first time seeing Mount Fuji for real. I've only seen it in pictures or on the TV, so that was really cool. I was very lucky with the weather to get a glimpse of a kind of unclouded Mount Fuji. And after seeing it in real life from the Hakone Ropeway, I can kind of see why Hiroshige used those like over-exaggerated dramatic steep hills and colours, because maybe in the past with like different varieties of trees it could have looked like that. Even in my picture there's a real contrast between like light yellowy green grasses, and then there'll be another hillside covered in kind of evergreen trees that look blue with mist. And then at the base of Mount Fuji there were some fields that were also lighter green. So I've decided to do a watercolour, kind of following Hiroshige's composition. Well, I guess the scenery lends itself to that, having the sweeping mountains on the right, a little bit of the lake in the lower left or left side of the picture, and Fuji in the background. of happy with how I layered the mountains or hills on top of each other without creating any like double edges with the overlapping watercolour. I softened all the edges so I could always have the darkest or most saturated watercolour on top, and I didn't get any sort of overlaps. I was, however, annoyed with how badly I had done the sky. So I think I might come back to this picture. I might try it again. I want a softer sky. I want a bit more detail around the base of Mount Fuji, because there wasn't detail, but there was definitely more colour, more variety of colour. And I lost the shape of the mountains on kind of the middle ground. You could see from the light that there were like curves and ridges, so I kind of want to get those in. In fact, the foreground being mostly just grass, I think had the least interesting detail. It's kind of more just a big block of colour and a way to make the composition nicer, and hopefully make the kind of the flow of lighter colours and some cherry blossoms which were still blooming. I want that kind of to sweep back up and lead your eye back to Mount Fuji. Maybe if I bring the clouds kind of sweeping from the top left to Mount Fuji as well, it might look quite graphic, with some diagonals in the bottom corner, diagonals in the top corner, Fuji in the middle, and maybe a sweeping curl of lighter trees taking you back up to Mount Fuji. That's what I'd like to achieve. But when I tried it, it didn't look how I wanted it to look. So I might try it again, because I do like that composition and how it kind of matches Hiroshige's art.